The NBA's brand new midseason tournament has been officially unveiled in full detail for the first time. And in this video, I'll be going over every piece of publicly announced information so that you can be properly informed on everything that's going to be going on in this new addition to the NBA's regular season. And of course, briefly, I'll do the stereotypical YouTuber thing where I ask you to like the video in ahead of time and also subscribe. So yeah, just do that real quick, and without further ado, we'll just get into it. I'll first knock out some of the fundamental basics of how the tournament is going to work, beginning with the first phase, beginning with the group stage. There are 6 total groups, 3 per conference, and they are not divisionally based. Instead, it was based off of a random draw. Beginning with the Western Conference in order of their reveal, starting with Group A, contains the Memphis Grizzlies, the Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns, Portland Trailblazers, and the Utah Jazz. Group B features the defending champion Denver Nuggets, Los Angeles Clippers, the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Dallas Mavericks and Houston Rockets. And the final group in the Western Conference contains the Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the San Antonio Spurs. Meanwhile, out in the Eastern Conference, Group A contains the Philadelphia 76ers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Atlanta Hawks, the Indiana Pacers, and the Detroit Pistons. In the Eastern Group B, contains the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat, the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets. And last but not least is C, containing the Boston Celtics, the Nets, the Raptors, Bulls, and Magic. And on screen now are all the groups from all the conferences. You can see them all in one place. And ultimately, in these groups, each team plays everyone else in their group a total of 4 times, twice on the road and twice at home. And after all those group games have been played, the teams with the best records in group play will advance to the knockout round, in addition to 2 wildcard teams, and exactly 1 wildcard team per conference, which will be one of the second place finishing teams in their groups, with 8 teams advancing to the knockout round, the 6 group winners and the 2 wildcard teams. These group stage games, beginning on November 3rd through November 28th and being played on Tuesdays and Fridays, are going to be played on what the league is calling tournament nights, which are just dedicated nights for these group stage games. And all of these group stage games on these tournament nights will be nationally televised. Moving on to the quarterfinals, it will be held on December 4th through the 5th at the team with home court advantage, due to being IRC. And then the winners of that will then head on to Las Vegas to battle it out in the semifinals and the final championship game of the midseason tournament for the NBA Cup. In case you're wondering, yes, this does come along with its own accolades. In addition to this, there's going to be an all-tournament team and the in-season tournament MVP at the end of the day for the championship game as well. So it's not like it's just for simply just the NBA Cup by itself. There's also other accolades to be won as well in addition to that. So at least I'd hope that provides more incentive for players to actually like participate and not just sit out or load manage and just like, well, I don't really care. I don't really care about the Larry O'Brien and not really about this new award. There is also a monetary prize pool that increases for like considering how far you advance. In terms of the trophy's actual appearance itself, it's kind of whatever. Like I feel like I can't read like have a real official opinion on what it looks like because we haven't got an official explanation for it. And like most like when it was revealed, the angles and lighting like didn't really help that much. So like I feel like the best depiction that we really have of it is from all the promotional material that the league has released so far. So that's kind of just where I stand on it. There were another couple things that the NBA's Vice President of Basketball Analytics and Strategy, Evan Vash, addressed. Was one like issue about having like back-to-backs. And what he basically said was that like the commitment that they made to all the teams was that like knowing that it was going to be pretty much impossible for like any of these in-season tournament games to not end up like being involved in some sort of back-to-back. They're like, hey, like we can at the very least make sure that no in-season tournament games are on the like the second part of a back-to-back. So like if and even then try to cut that down to a minimum because obviously dealing with load management. He did also talk about why the in-season tournament and the NBA Cup have like the generic names that they do, and he basically said like for simplicity's sake, because this is kind of a new concept to American sports and American sports fans, and definitely to NBA fans, that they just went with the simplest thing, just to kind of get your feet wet so you understand what it is. They did consider like other names for the tournament and maybe naming the trophy the Stern Cup among others, but they decided to keep it as this. They know it's not creative. They know it's not very original, but it basically was like, you know what, like let's just use like this like the surface level terms just to get it off the ground in the first place. It's open to change, especially as sponsors get involved. So like we could definitely see maybe like some name change to both of these by the time the schedule gets released, or in general, just anytime before October 24th, which is when the new season will begin. Another small but I think also interesting detail to note is that back in April, Adam Silver had said in an athletic article that there was also going to be like essentially mid-season edition jerseys for the mid-season tournament. So that's something to watch out for the, during this upcoming jersey cycle when obviously like Nike or Adidas or whatever come out with generally like new special edition jerseys. Obviously the city edition jerseys, classic or whatnot. Also, keep your eye out for mid-season tournament edition jerseys as well. And he also stated that possibly the courts could look different. So that's just made another interesting thing. I thought was an interesting note. But that's about it. If you enjoyed my breakdown of everything that's been publicly released and announced so far about the mid-season tournament, please be sure to leave a like on the video to show your support and also subscribe, as I will be as like any sort of major update that there is about it. I'll post a video about it and also just general league news in general. So yeah, that being said, I don't really have an outro, but I guess see you next time. Thank you for watching.